Oh shit! I know this like.
Uh, I don't know where the go live went. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. Theme song, Evan. All right. Oh, what's going on, Chili?
Oh, not much. Show 47. Is that for Rizzle?
Yeah,
47.
I know we're coming up on a year, man. Coming up on a year. Doesn't seem possible, man.
Yeah, time just flies.
I guess when you're having fun. Oh, what is this? The current frame rate is too low. Please set the frame rate to 50. Well, where is it? Uh,
What's the frequency, Kenneth?
I don't know. I don't know why it keeps telling me that. I'm trying to see. Uh, so, Chili Man, I apologize for canceling the show on Wednesday, but man, you
Oh,
were
I apologize.
nah, you were kind of hurting, and well,
Yeah.
shit, ain't that serious?
But the old lady called me in sick. I didn't do it. The old lady called.
This is true. This is true. Evan did not call off, so I can't really count
Yeah.
that as a no show no call.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. I don't want you to have a talk with me.
yeah, I mean, we got to get the big brass involved and everything like that. I mean, hell,
I
man.
had a friend. I had a friend that worked for Diamond Star some years ago when it was in Bloomington. And if you didn't show up for work one day, they would call you into the office. They'd ask you if everything's all right and if everything's okay with your job, and then they give you another day off, paid, to think about it. Like, is that wait, what's the drawback to this? This sounds killer.
But
Oh,
see,
what a great deal.
I never understood that either because, man, I had my, I can't remember what school it was, but it was a 6 hour, which was you went home right after 6 hour.
Okay.
Um, Not counting your lunch. So I had this class that I just absolutely hated. It was like creative writing, but it was like I I couldn't do the stuff they wanted me to write. I love to write, but it's usually about, stuff I'm interested in. And they're wanting you to, oh, write a poem about a cabin in the woods. No, because I haven't seen that. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
mean, this lady, she was just, man, she was so like old fashioned. on her teaching and everything, that it bored me to death. Well, my buddy, he had PE last hour, and he didn't go to PE. He had real long hair, and he would never wear shorts. And it was blue jeans, blue jean jacket, Metallica
Uh-huh.
on the back, jeans all ripped up. What kids are paying like $180 for? We did it for
Yeah.
15. You cut them with a razor and throw them in the damn washer and dryer a couple times. They start fraying. Boom, you're good to go. So
Oh
when,
yeah, I remember.
so anyway, we start skipping 6 hour, and I was like, oh man. And finally, I mean, it went for like, I bet you 4 or 5 weeks of us just leaving right after fifth hour, just walking right out of the school. And I don't know if somebody saw us one day and was like, hey, what are these guys doing? And they checked on it and realized we were both skipping school. So for all the days we skipped, we got suspended for 3 days. It was like, okay, that don't make much sense.
Yeah,
Be-
I'll never finish at this rate.
yeah, I didn't. I was leaving school because I didn't like it. So my punishment is I don't have to come here for 3 days.
Yeah,
Oh man.
probably didn't work out well in the long run though.
No, no, it didn't. I got in a lot of trouble that year. I got in a lot of trouble that year. But I'm
I
not.
bet you did.
You know what? I wasn't a bad kid, dude, but I'm very hyper. For me to sit here and do this show for an hour is like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why
Because you never sit.
no,
You
sometimes
usually pace around the house.
right, and sometimes I stand and do the show. So I mean, for me to sit, it takes a lot. That's why I'm not a big movie guy or shit like that, because I end up missing the best parts and all that. And but that's just, I don't know, that's just who I am. Let's grab some news real quick. There's not a whole lot, but there's this headline: a Missouri pastor who apologized after berating his congregation for being poor, broke, busted, and not giving him a luxury watch. How am I supposed to tell you what time Jesus is coming back if I'm not looking at a Rolex?
Yeah, yeah. You need to note the time of the. Did we talk about that preacher a couple months ago that got robbed live? He was on a live broadcast. I think he became popular when there was the shooting in the subway or whatever in New York, and he was kind of mediated on that or something, and then he became kind of popular. But he was already popular before that. But the dude came under fire for how many millions this guy is worth, and like they came in and did a robbery live robbed him live on TV, and him and his wife, and all their jewelry and stuff, and he was trying to defend himself. It was just amusing. Anyway, I'm sorry I got off track.
No, you're all right. Hey, Evan, I'm gonna have
Yes.
to. We're gonna have to stop the stream real quick. This is gonna take.
What?
I know it's gonna take a second, but our frame rate is like dropping way, and it's getting. They're saying it's getting choppy. So
Hmm.
we're gonna stop it. I just have to click a setting, and we'll be right back, folks. Come back. All right, hold on. Settings, stream. I'm gonna reset this fucking stream key because that's what the fuck it is. I just did it too. I just reset it. Oh, we're still recording now. So everybody watching
Okay.
recording, sorry, we had to stop our live stream I guess video's choppy and everything, so we are going to fix that real quick. Oh, damn it. I apologize for this. I gotta stop streaming. Alright, now go to stream, put new stream key. Yeah, because it's not my internet, dude. But it showed it on there. It showed what it was doing. I'm going to check our frame rate real quick. And video frame rate output. Yeah, because that don't make sense that it worked on, Monday, because I haven't changed anything.
Strange.
All right. Evan got up real quick. Sorry about that, folks. I got to redo all this again. I'm just putting chili now. Description, show 47. Well, at least we'll have the recording. That won't be so screwed up. And let's start streaming. And I think we're back, Evan.
All right, so am I.
Let me see. No, that's the first one. Make sure we are live. Yeah, I don't understand that. It's still showing that. Okay. I don't like where it's hitting that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why our it's not our audio or anything. It's our frame rate, and I never change anything on that.
Strange.
Yeah, I did it last Sunday too. I hope we ain't gonna have to. Yeah, I did it last Sunday too. Okay, there we are. We're live, so yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure why it does that. I don't know if maybe it's if it is the internet, it would have to be the college, but you would think Monday it would be, a lot more. Yeah, it's still, we're still hitting and we're still dropping frame rate. I don't know why.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn Bill Gates.
I know, man. Yeah, it goes up, but
Him and Zuckerberg need to work this shit out.
I know. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't know why we cannot go. We might have to move it back to Monday. Didn't we do this show on Monday?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
I think it started on Monday. We might have to move it back if the internet's going to be, all weird and shit. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sorry, folks. It's nothing on our end. Everything's.
It seems fine on.
Yeah, it seems fine on my end too. But I can see it. I mean, I got where it dropped. Now we're running even. But I don't know. But the thing hasn't popped up yet. If it pops up, maybe I'll click it and see where it takes me. But anyway, yeah, we were talking about that preacher. And yeah, I'm not big into the those big Joel Osteen people. And who was that one when we were a kid that got arrested? What was that dude's name?
Um, the Bakers.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tammy and
what was
God.
his name?
Oh
She
God,
was always Tammy Faye and was it John Baker? I can't remember what his name was.
come
They were huge. Yeah, they were the butt of the joke of the '80s after they got all arrested. And
Jim Baker. That's what it
Jim
was.
Baker, and she was just always just loaded up with makeup, just looked like
Oh, so
looked like a
much
crack whore
makeup.
madam, or a
Yeah.
whorehouse madam. I don't know
Oh
where
my
crack.
God, she did. Yeah,
Yeah, she.
didn't. I know he did prison time, but didn't she get in a little bit of trouble too?
Oh, I'm sure they were both a scam. And then there was that one guy who say he'd cry all the time. Oh, I read his letters and the ink all
Uh,
the ink from letters burn my eyes and I cry so much. And oh yeah,
Billy Graham. He was always crying on TV. Always.
yeah. I mean, there were some good ones. That guy Robert Schuller, he thought he was pretty good and all that stuff. But yeah, there were some scams.
Oh man.
A
Here
lot of old people getting their money.
here's this one. Anthrax wrote a song about it called "Make Me Laugh." I do remember that. Yeah, they sure did. Chipotle's new scented candle is a nod to customers who accidentally fill water cups with lemonade. Look, man, if I ever own a restaurant, you're buying a cup. All right, that cup's going to be a
Uh-huh.
$1.50. I don't care what you put in it after you buy that cup. If you just want water, guess what? You're paying $1.50 for some water. I don't care.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy the cup. I'm not doing that. Oh, especially if you got a a fountain on the outside. That's like not behind the counter and shit. Come on,
Mhm.
dude. That's where you're gonna lose most of your money.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
be, come on.
it's a high profit item. It's not a high cost, but yeah, that's absolutely.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to think. There's more than probably. How many people do you think do that in a busy restaurant in one day? Oh, can I have a cup for some water?
Yeah.
Or what you got to do is make the cup clear. Your water cups have to be clear.
Yeah, I think that's like Panera. If you get water, they give you like a little clear cup, but if you get tea or something else, they give you
I
the
like
bigger paper cups.
I like my idea better, because you know what? If you come in and you can't afford a drink,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't be eating out.
Oh, that's true. And I hate that I mean, I don't like to drink soda. I drink tea these days. I'm not a big soda sugar drinker and all this stuff. I don't like diet stuff. But I feel like the biggest cheapskate going to a restaurant like, I'll just have water, It's like I've got to order a 7 Up or an iced tea or something. Man, I feel like just a tight ass.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is, but now our frame rates are right at 29 and 30 and just running smooth.
Yeah.
But here,
But my dad was in the restaurant business, and like we've talked about before, your food is not a high profit item. You make your money on drinks. They fill up one of those $1.50 fountain drinks. They got 15, 10 cents in it. That's the syrup bags with the carbonated
right.
water. And that's where they make their dough. And I know that. And I know that most restaurants couldn't survive just dealing with food and nothing else. It's just there's just not the profit in it. It's too expensive.
Well, right. And that's why you don't see a lot of restaurants with like canned pop and shit like that. But yeah, Lisa, I know you drink water.
I drink tons
But
of water.
but see, I'm sorry, you come in Al's restaurant, it's $1.50 for some water.
You're gonna sit there with a dry mouth.
You can have sweet tea, you can have lemonade, you can have pop, you can have whatever you want, but you're buying that cup for $1.50.
Makes sense. What would they charge you if they were charging you for bottled water? 250 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, charge.
So, yeah.
You got to do it.
Lisa said, shit.
Shit.
She'd bring her own water in. I already know, Lisa. And make sure you saw it. She'd be ordering her food. I'd be taking her order, and she'd be sitting there with two bottles. and just no, I don't need a drink.
You know what's weird is like I've been to like in Greece and their water I don't everybody just drinks bottled water all the time. But like when you go to a restaurant, like like they'll bring you out a big, one of them two big tall bottle water, whatever.
Uh huh.
And when you're done, you just take it with you and leave.
Oh
It's kind of,
shit.
yeah. What's left? Grab it and hit the road. You bought it. It was your bottle of water. But that's the way they do it there. It's interesting.
All right, Evan. Here we go.
What do we got?
This is your chance to win $1.
Uh oh.
Which would I think you won last week, so you were at 15. This will take you to $16. And
I
I'll
thought it
go
was like
back and
$9.
huh?
You sure I was up that high?
Yeah, remember because you did that one where you won a couple dollars and then you went on a good little run there for a while.
Okay.
So
What do we
yeah,
got?
you were at 14, so last week was 15. I think you got it last week. I'll have to go back and check, and if not, we'll fix it. Um, how am recently, scientists have found this sea creature walking on land. Scientists at a Florida Atlantic University found that young blank are capable of walking with their fins. Additionally, these sea creatures can also stay without oxygen for around 2 hours. Evan, for $1, what sea creature is now crawling on the beaches down in Florida?
I want to say dolphins, but no way. Or fins?
It is a fish, Evan. Or yeah, I mean, yeah, it swims. It's in the ocean.
Sea lion or whatever. Seals.
Evan, Evan,
What?
Evan. We're gonna have to keep you at 15 this weekend, Evan. We've
What do we
all
got?
we've all heard and seen sharks that swim in the ocean, but nature's here to surprise us. Scientists have recently found a shark species that can actually walk on land.
No way. A real land shark.
I'm gonna pull him up, Evan, because I don't want anybody to think I'm, no cap. This is this. There he is. And there he is walking. So if you if you see that dude running after you, run.
Oh yeah.
So
Lovely.
there. I wonder how big they get, because I mean this could get really interesting in the next 10, 15 years. You know what I mean?
Nature's a trip.
Oh man. Well, look, nature's evolving.
Yeah.
Around us. Everything is changing. Nothing stays the same. On Earth, we know what we know. Scientists have said, like, places where there was deserts, there was once great forest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that ain't no dumb garbage man on a podcast telling you that. That's scientific fact. So I mean, stuff changes, and evolution. A lot of people don't believe in it, but come on, man, we're finding these new creatures, which I mean, of course, we're gonna keep finding them. What did we say? That was one of your questions.
That we'd only discovered like 15% of the animals or something, or
15% of the animals are actually like cataloged.
Or species. Yeah, there's so much that's, yeah.
Crazy. So there you go.
A land shark. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And they can 2.5 hours. They can stay without water.
Yeah, they can chase a lot of damn people. And how big are these things gonna get eventually? I mean, because if they're walking on land, they're gonna start eating like crabs and snails. They're gonna start getting protein. They're going to be looking, getting all buffed and shit.
You're right. Oh, what were we talking about? One of the questions a couple weeks ago about animals invading. It was monkeys. They invaded some town or invaded some area.
Yeah, they were attacking people.
Well, I saw a video that they grabbed this baby.
Yeah,
It was in this alley, and I mean, this thing dragged this baby off, and they went after it, and he let it go and ran. And I mean, but he was going to steal a baby. I've heard about him in like beach areas where they'll steal money out of like women's purses. They've learned how to use pop machines and shit. They learn how to feed dollars in there and hit the button. I'm like, it's
man.
crazy.
Yeah.
These monkeys opening pops and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look. Well, a lot of their natural habitat is gone. So I mean, we still got a lot of animals that have to live.
Hmm.
It's like if you go up north, the bears know where the trash is. So they got these like brick buildings. They're like little buildings. And at first I didn't know what they were. I was like, why is there one of those in front of every house? It's where they put the garbage. So,
They have to
it's,
lock it in a little vault.
yeah. And they're so smart. Like some of them had like big cinder blocks and shit on it because they figured out, uh, you know,
Raccoons will do that. Raccoons will get up and they'll buddy system. They'll lift a cinder block off a garbage can.
oh,
I
yeah.
mean, they're tough.
Here's this one, Evan, from the UK. Restaurant no longer catering to vegans because of their holier than thou attitude.
You know how you can tell a vegan?
Yeah, they're they're
You don't have
telling you
to.
about it.
Yeah, they'll tell you. They'll tell
Yeah.
you.
Oh my. And look, I know a few vegans that aren't like that, but the majority of them that I know, oh my God, it's nonstop with that. Nonstop. Oh, Alan, you should. And the vegans, I'm not saying vegetarians. I'm saying them die-hard vegans that, they want me to go to work wearing like cub bags, or no, those are plastic. So some burlap shoes or something like that to haul trash. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. No.
This one out of Warsaw, Poland. An 81-year-old Danish woman traveling from Africa to Canada was arrested at Warsaw Airport on suspicion of legal possession of heroin worth over $515,000.
Wow.
Grandma had 11 pounds of heroin d- hidden in the false suitcase bottom.
Nice job, Grandma.
Yeah. Man, we just had one where the dude got busted in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
The
wheelchair going through had the whole back of it built full of
that was
and
cocaine.
how many times have they done it? She's probably been through there. It's better than swallowing. The mules that they take them and fill like fingers of a plastic glove and tie them off and swallow those and hope they don't rupture in your intestines.
Right. Because I don't. Well,
Just
if you're airport security, you're not really going to look at some little old lady and say, oh, she's a heroin dealer.
no, but they've taken a lot of heat on the news, the TSA, for searching, making old people get out of wheelchairs and all the stuff they do so intrusive, and that's why, well, unfortunately, sometimes an old lady smuggling shit tons of heroin.
Yeah.
11 pounds in this case.
Sometimes you got to check Granny's old inmate briefcase. I think we're going to share another picture, Evan, because I think this is quite funny and I am quite childish. Bizarre cemetery baffles expert as it is filled with genitalia-shaped gravestones. So we're going to pop this picture up real quick.
Oh no.
And hold on.
I'm waiting.
So anyway, Evan, this cemetery in Iran has left experts baffled because it is full of genitalia-shaped gravestones. Go ahead and read that again.
Oh, lovely. At least they don't have two big round balls next to the base. That would make it worse, but
I don't,
still,
I don't know. I see.
they probably did. Someone rolled their balls off.
Yeah. Well, it's been there for a while, obvious.
Some big spheres next to it. But that's those are great gravestones. Yeah, beautiful.
I wonder if those were like, hey, here lies, what's his, oh wow, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, Stan, he was a good dude, but he was kind of a dickhead. Put him in that cemetery. Put him over there.
These are all fake.
Yeah.
These aren't ruins. But yeah, walk by the Dick Cemetery every day. Crazy.
It's kind of odd. And our last one, besides, oh, I got to pull Dave Moreland up so we have him ready to go. But we do have one more story. And I don't know Dave Moreland's. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know if it's a good one or not. This one, coming from you from Columbus, Ohio. Unwanted side of marijuana found in food delivered by DoorDash.
Unwanted side of marijuana, a little bag of weed on the side.
Yeah, well, Evan,
Special delivery.
yeah, instead of fries, this guy got him a good little, looks like a dime bag of some pretty good weed.
Oh yeah.
A Columbus man found marijuana at the bottom of a bag of food he ordered to be delivered. The man asked to remain anonymous. Well, and there's a good reason, and we're going to get to that. But said he ordered the food through DoorDash on August 9th. He said, I was scared at first, but then again, I wasn't surprised. What the fuck are you scared of? A bag of weed?
A bag of grass. Yeah, a plant in a plastic bag.
He snapped a photo of the bottom of the bag where he found a fork and a bag filled with marijuana.
DoorDash would be a great way to deliver, and I'm sure it's done quite often. The fact the guy didn't say, I'll just give it to somebody I know. I got, who reports that really?
The man who
Somebody.
The man who received the order said the driver left and then came back and asked for the bag of marijuana. He would give me my money back and refund my order if I just gave him my entire bag because he claimed that it was medicine in the bag for his friend. That was to be used for medical reasons. Here's where the guy kind of becomes a douchebag. Because look, if they're doing DoorDash, all right, they ain't got a lot of money in bullshit. I mean, they're trying to make ends meet. I mean, nobody does DoorDash because they like to. There might be a couple weirdos, but that's it. But the man told the driver he could not give him the bag back. Then he called police and submitted a complaint to DoorDash.
That's bullshit. Really? It's
for a
it's
nickel
weed.
bag of weed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those bags that you put like for coins and shit like that. It's one of those little bitty bags. And come on, man. So now, this driver, he's going to be, arrested and probably lose a DoorDash job.
Yeah, I hope the police didn't even respond to that. That's bullshit. People, get your shit together,
Look, if it was a big bag of heroin or a needle stuck in your hamburger, all day.
Yeah, you got room to complain.
But if the dude accidentally dropped his weed in your bag, when he comes back, give him the weed and say, hey, man, I snaked out a little bud and let him go about his business. You
Yeah.
don't call the police. You don't call DoorDash.
No. No,
Everybody,
you can tax it, but don't.
yeah, tax it all day. Shit. And you
You
might
know.
have a new connect. Who knows?
Right. Let me get your number.
And you know that dude's he's always driving around, so you could call him. Hey man, give me two of those, two of them things, and a number 7 with a Sprite. That would be,
Sent you on your way.
dude. That would be the perfect weed guy.
It would be. And like I said, I'm sure it's done quite often. You know,
Uh,
you'll need this because you'll have the munchies.
all right, here we go. At the end of our news, every newscast, we like to do Dave Moreland's Bozo Criminal of the Day. You can check Dave out at bozocriminal.com.
.com.
And I pretty much just read this, so here you go. Thanks to Bozo News Hawk Randall, I'm not going to read his last name, for sending in today's report from New Iberia, Louisiana. It seems our bozo drug dealer, Dana Brock, had delivered 2 pounds of marijuana to Akeem Wilson. Something went wrong. Mr. Wilson pulled a gun on, Miss Brock. So if you're a bozo in this situation, what would you do? Call the cops? Of course. The cops arrived and found 2 firearms and the pot in argument. However, further investigation revealed that our bozo had actually delivered the weed. Both were charged with possession with intent to distribute and a felon in possession of a firearm. So this chick seems like she didn't think the dude brought the weed, and he brought the weed. But she called the police to say that she was trying to buy some weed and the dude didn't bring the weed.
What is wrong with people? It's just like the old cops with the woman calling the cops because got ripped off on a heroin deal. Like what?
Oh, did we do this one? I don't think
What is?
with the phone. August 16th. No, we didn't. That was just a few days ago. Oh, our bozo comes from Fish Trap Creek Campground in Montana. A bit of background first. Apparently, at some remote campgrounds in Montana where standard sewers are not available, they use something called a vault toilet. Vault toilets have a tank for holding waste that is usually about 5 feet deep, so you can imagine they can be pretty nasty. Okay, back to the story. A photo has been circulating recently on Reddit showing our naked bozo literally up to his elbows in a hole in the ground inside a concrete outhouse. Apparently, he dropped his phone in the toilet and he desperately wanted it back.
Oh,
Bad enough that he removed the porcelain throne, stripped naked, and climbed in to retrieve it. He locked the door behind him. Great idea unless you get stuck, which he did. He was in deep doo-doo for 3 hours until someone else finally came along and discovered his flight.
oh my God, that's
Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Park employees were called. The door was broke down and our bozo was eventually extracted, and the phone is still missing.
and he's naked and covered in shit. How would you not be down in there, not just puking your guts out? That's some people, man. They're tough.
Oh, Carson, you ain't late, brother. You know, you can always go back and check out the replay. You can see where we messed up. So there on Facebook, there's 2 shows. But the good news is if you go back and watch Chili After Dark, you can watch the whole whole show because it didn't stop when we were recording on AlfromDtown.com and our YouTube channel, which you can find all the links at AlfromDtown.com. Anyway, you had brought up that, what's that dude's name? Patty the Batty? Patty Pimpleton? Not Pimpleton.
Yeah, it's something. It's
Pim,
p-
Pimple,
pimplet.
Pimplet. Pimblettt.
Yeah,
So,
UFC fighter.
yeah, and when you brought him up, I had seen him fight a couple times, but I didn't know much about the guy. And so I kind of went on YouTube and I started watching some shit. And that last fight he won, man, he was
Who did he fight? I don't know.
I can't remember, but
Uh,
it was like after Jordan Levitt,
okay.
and after the fight, he got up and advocated for men's mental health, and like I think it was like he woke up Friday morning, so the fight was Saturday night. He woke up Friday morning, 4 a.m., to a message that one of his friends back home had killed himself. It was 5 hours before his weigh-in.
Oh man.
Yeah. Plus, he was advocating for this little girl with brain cancer, this 4-year-old, and what a cutie she was. And like 4 days before, she had lost her battle with that brain cancer.
Oh man.
So the dude, he even said, when he came out, he said, usually he's kind of laid back and shit like that. And he said the first 3 punches, he was trying to take his head off.
Yeah.
So, but I want to read a few things that he said because these kind of hit home with me. There's a stigma in this world that men can't talk. Listen, if you're a man and you've got weight on your shoulders, and if you think the only way you can solve it is by killing yourself, please speak to someone immediately. Speak to anyone. People would rather, he says, I know I would have rather have my mate cry on my shoulders than go to the funeral the next week. So please, let's get rid of that stigma and men start talking. And,
Nice.
dude, and there's a lot of truth to that. And I think that's why women live longer, too.
Yeah, guys. Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons probably.
Dudes,
We're rougher on ourselves, but yeah.
yeah, and we're tough on each other, but I don't know. I think
We
it's
grew up just you don't be weak. That's just
right.
not a manly thing. Is to be weak, to be vulnerable, to be, emotional, whatever. That's not manly.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we grew up in that era.
Yeah, right. And we were taught, hey, you don't talk about your feelings, you don't do none of that. And honestly, man, look, there's more men serial killers than there are women. You know
Yeah.
what? And I think a lot of that, shit. If you're not talking about your feelings, scared to say a puppy's cute and all this shit, can't take a picture of a fucking rainbow, can't do none of this because one of your friends is going to come out pussy or sissy,
Uh-huh.
And I'm to the age now where I don't give a fuck. But I mean, in my 20s and shit, and 20s and 30s, that was a big thing, man. And I think that is something that, as a society, we really, really need to change. Because I think, shit.
It's happening.
Yeah, it is. But you also have to remember, too, that you owe it to yourself to be happy. And if you're in a situation that you're not happy, you might have to make some sacrifices. You might have to do some things that are going to take you well out of your fucking comfort zone. It's going to isolate you from some people. But man, if that situation is that bad on you where you're thinking about suicide, where you're just,
Hmm.
you got to change it. And only you can do that. Don't ever wait for somebody to come and save you. But don't get yourself into that don't get yourself into that box where you're trapped, because you're never trapped. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes the one thing you got to do is just slow down and look around and say, okay, man, this shit ain't as bad as I thought it was. You know,
Hmm.
and I think men, we're just so quick to react. If something happens, it's like automatic reaction, and I think we just all need to chill, man.
I agree. I agree. Think we make things so tough on ourselves in this country, and I think that's something with COVID. A lot of people have looked at like, hey, why am I killing myself for this and killing myself for, people clothing? People have stepped back and slowed down a little bit. And man, me being sick this year has just made me slow down, and realize, I've got, this is rough, and I'll get through it. But on like I said, the page that I'm on with this topical steroid withdrawal, there's someone coming in every week or two saying, "Hey, I'm going to end it. I don't know how I can keep going." And I think people get talked down, and that's a good thing. But it's rough, and you got to just, you're like you said, slow down, take your time, and don't rush into things.
Oh, just so you know, Evan, we can only go live for 8 hours.
Oh shoot, start earlier.
Where's Mark Hoffman at? Is he in here? No, I don't see him. Cause boy, I sure can't find that where Stickham's coming back. I don't know where. I think he fed me some fake news.
Got y'all excited.
Hey, I do want to say one thing real quick before we get out of here on Facebook Live for our Sunday show. Um, Man, I made a video and I got a little emotional about chili. And man, you should have seen some of the messages I got off that.
Yeah.
They were like, Al, you made me fucking cry at work. I'm like, man, hey, you should have seen the one I tried to make before, dude, because that one I kind of, I just put my head down and fought the tears back. But I had a tear streaming like I was the Indian dude and saw that white people littering on the highway.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, I was like, no, man, I just hate to see you going through that shit, man. That's
Oh, it sucks, and it's a little bit of roller coaster. It's up and down. It's not linear healing, and I just kind of go through little bad patches. And man, I just got hit last week, just for this week for some just days. It just knocked me down.
So, um, Evan, there is a city council meeting that happened last Wednesday. So we will get to that this Wednesday because luckily our city council only meets twice a month.
Yeah.
So it ain't no biggie. But if you want to go and look at it, skip the first part. It's about garbage though. So yeah.
I'll check it
Um,
out.
so it was waste management, and they got a lot of complaints during COVID. But look, man, I don't. I'm not a big fan of these big corporations, especially garbage companies. I don't like how they do some things. Having said that, they did the absolute best that they could because I mean, they had people out all the time.
Yeah.
And waste management runs 80% of Decatur. So,
Wow.
if you got 10 guys out, good luck on that. And good luck playing catch up. So I think waste management did a great job. They got, we all did, you know, and that was a scary place to be, dude. At the
Yeah,
back
for a
of
while. Yeah.
at the back of that garbage truck and dumping all, we're seeing these masks
Yeah.
right there by us. We don't know what it is. So I mean, I know I was scared at first. because I was like, man, shouldn't them masks be in a bag or something like that? Shouldn't that be biohazard shit?
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying,
it never was anywhere
no,
though.
it wasn't. That's a part of that whole thing that was like, man, come on, if it's that bad and you got to wear a mask, shouldn't they be telling you how to dispose of that mask? Especially if it was airborne and everything like that. But the CDC got lambasted last weekend. Did you see that?
What they're finally admitting, like a
Yeah,
lot of the stuff was bullshit.
yeah. They're like our we were late on the party on a lot of shit and
Well, and the
stuff
whole
like
six
that.
foot thing, it was pulled out of someone's ass, and that's what I hate. You know, there's no way you could show me some studies about distance from someone with flu-like symptom. It's just come on, and this stuff at work. I mean, we had to have a meeting. We do all our meetings on Zoom or Skype or whatever, kind of thing.
Right.
And they're like, okay, you have to wear this mask all the time from when you come in the door, and they're going to be taking your temperature, which they did every day for every one of us, took everybody's temperature, and nobody ever had a fever. um but yeah, if you're at your desk, do this, I'm like, well, okay, like, do we got to go eat in our cars? I mean, what's going on here? I mean, it was completely overboard. And I'm like, no, if you're going to take a drink, you can take your mask off. If you're, and then we got into all the exceptions. It's
No.
just silly.
Yeah. So I don't know. You can go and check that out. I'm not going to get into everything the CDC said that was wrong or right, and they ended up being wrong. You can read that for yourself. But it was a top news story. I'm not just conspiracy theory shit. But I think I did say I made the one comparison with the HIV virus back in the 80s where they said you could, the CDC said you couldn't get HIV through blood transfusions. And
Hmm.
then a lot of people died of HIV through blood transfusions.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, man, sometimes them fuckers that are supposed to be professionals, they know everything. They don't know shit.
It's true.
Anyway, Chili, let's
Yes,
tell
sir.
Facebook Live goodbye and let's go get into some chili after dark. It gets nasty over there. I can't wait.
Whatever. All right, people, thanks for joining us once again. Have a great week.
All right. For Chili, I'm Al from D Town. Guys, we love you so much. Thank you for supporting us. Almost every one of our damn shows, we get damn near 100 views, sometimes more. We appreciate that. Even the Hey Decatur show, it's getting up there. I think our first one was like maybe 40 something. We just keep climbing, and we
Cool.
wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for you guys checking us out. And you know, we're just two normal blue collar working dudes, and this is a hobby, and we enjoy doing it.
Yep.
So, from the bottom of our heart, we love you. Peace, and be good to one another. I love that ending. That is a cool ending. I don't care what anybody says.
It's beautiful.
What's in that? And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for Chili After Dark.
You hype it up. How can we live it down?
I don't know. Now, remember, Chili, you were supposed to have something for this segment.
Well, and I thought about it. Not much has come up this week, but something that's come up to my mind. I thought it be interesting. You ever think how long you're going to want to get it on?
Uh,
You know?
like, age wise, or.
Yeah, like, okay, so the girlfriend's mom, she's sold her house, and she's moved into assisted living, kind of, it's not a nursing home, but she's
Right,
got her own
right.
apartment, everything. And so she's starting to mingle. She goes down, she's played some bingo, and I'm trying to think, maybe she's 82. I'm trying to think how old she is.
I'll still be boning at 82, even if I got to
Whew.
take pills.
Well, that's the thing. She's got a gentleman in her building that has told her that
Just give him 4 hour notice.
no, but he's trying to get into her depends, and but he's
uh,
told her that he wants to he wants to get it on, but he's not interested in a relationship. Um, and that just kind of blew me away. That's like, it sounds so young people like
I,
Tinder swipe left kind of thing. Like I always thought like older people were like develop relationships and things move on. And this dude is just gone. He's gone total frat boy, you know?
I mean, if YouTube wouldn't, if these people wouldn't be so shitty about the uh, copyright, I'd be playing Conway, Kanye's Gold Digger. I ain't saying she a gold man. He's pretty much saying, hey, I want to peel off them depends, but don't think we're getting married at 81 and you're getting all this pension.
Yeah, there's a lot of that where it just, the whole thing struck me like I'm not looking to start a new family, like, you know, and it's like, no, no shit.
Yeah, you're 80, dude. That's
But
a
I'm
that's an
just appalled at that.
that's an old player right there, man. That is an old player right there.
Man, and it just started making me wonder, like, what's gonna, I mean, I fear getting old. Everybody does. But I'm like, gosh, I can't imagine being in this situation and being in my upper 70s and playing the field
Uh, you know,
in the assisted living facility.
well, and here's what it is. So, and you got to look at it this way because I have to, because I was like, what the fuck? Because there was an article, and I don't know if we did it or not. It might have been last year where like this whole nursing home got chlamydia or something like that. And it was like, well, you know what? A lot of these people were probably living on their own, had no little interaction with people. And then here you get put into a place where, you know, like you said, it's like an old person sorority house. And that's how I hope the nursing home that I go in. I mean, I want to be playing beer pong till like 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Go that late, huh?
And then I want to find something to take home.
Man, I've never thought about it. It just sounds so. I don't know. I just thought when you get up that age, you're like, it's like your body and their body. You're just like, I, but the will and the it keeps going for a long time. I just don't know when it stops. But I was always curious, and now I've been thinking about it lately. I'm like, you know, when you're 70, when you're 80, when you're 90, do you still when you're 90? You know, you
Yeah,
get that urge. You know,
I think you would. I don't know why. I don't know why that would stop. I mean, and you got to look. We aren't the same as the generation before us. You know what I mean? I mean, because when my grandma was doing like grandma shit, she wasn't really that old.
yeah.
And, but the shit she did was like some grandma stuff. You know, so it was like when she finally got up into her 70s and 80s, it wasn't easy on her. And now you see, hell, I mean, most of the 70-year-olds that I know are like out shooting pool and out at the bars and shit like that.
That is true. I mean, my mom is 77 and she drives a Corvette convertible.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't the same. So I don't know. And, you know, I know it's kind of cliche and everything. 70's a new 60. But it almost kind of is. It can almost, I would almost go 20 years and say 70 is 50.
It's kind of like that. It's really changed because when I was young, man, I thought 50 seemed old, and now I think of I'm 51. If I saw myself out somewhere, I wouldn't look at it and like, man, that dude's 50 years old. You
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah.
okay, I got a little gray in the beard and everything, but you know, when I'm out, you know, shorts and you know whatever, and you know whatever, having dinner, whatever, I don't think I look like a 50-year-old dude.
No, and
You know,
we,
because I'm still looking at 20-year-old chicks like, oh man, you know, man, if only, you know, of course, you know, that's not even a question, but you know, you still gotta, you know, you live.
dude, you know what killed that for me? having a goddamn daughter in her 20s.
Oh, I bet.
Because now, I got, there's a girl that lives next door, and she's probably my daughter's age. She's probably a couple years younger than my daughter, I would say. And everybody's like, man, she is hot. And I'm like, hey, man, slow the fuck down, man. That chick's young. She don't need your old perverted ass. Yeah, but like even porno, like if it says barely 18 or something like that, I can't fuck with it, man. I can't watch it, which I don't
They look
watch.
like kids. They
Yeah,
do. They look
I,
like kids.
I can't do it. So I've been
Yeah.
watching a lot of MILF porn.
Oh, so 22-year-olds got it. That's like MILF these days, isn't it?
Man, no, and my daughter just turned 27. So look, by the time she hits 30, I'm going to have to go to like that GILF porn, grandma,
Yeah.
grandmas I'd
That,
like to fornicate with. Ain't that what? Fornicate. We need to start using that on the show more often, Evan.
fornication.
Fornication. That dude can go fornicate himself.
Well, there was this guy at Eastern. I went to Eastern, and this guy would come. He was doc. He was I don't know. It was Dan. What was his name? What they call him? Preacher Dan. This guy would just go and he would just walk around in the quad holding a Bible and just rant, And after a while, like people gather around, but he was just like, on this campus there are fornicators, and he just always kept saying fornicators. And now if I hear it, I think of Preacher Dan walk around the quad with his Bible. I don't know. He was a strange one.
Oh, man.
But he would drive up from around St. Louis area, and he would preach on our campus on like Tuesdays.
Yeah, dude. I tell you what, you get down there, and especially on the east side of that river, once you get past East St. Louis and shit, and you start like heading down like south towards Kentucky and all that bullshit, most of them campgrounds like in Illinois, like in what's that forest down there? Shawnee. There's so much religion and shit. Almost all them campgrounds are like no alcohol and shit like that. Oh, I got mad, man. I got this campground down there. It was on this little lake, and as it doesn't say it on the website or anything, but as soon as we pulled in, it said no alcoholic beverages allowed. I'm like, bullshit. I got like 5 cases of beer in the fucking camper. So I just had to drink out of a glass, and then we rented a boat, and luckily we were down there like on an off weekend where we pretty much had the marina and the lake to ourselves. So once I got it out on the lake, I didn't give a shit.
Was it Dry County?
I don't know if the county was, but I know them campgrounds down there are. But
wow,
when you go into this campground, if you turn to the right, there's another campground, and it was like some Bible, vacation Bible camp. Mm-hmm. So right then I was like, oh shit. By the time we got down the road a little bit, I saw her sign it, no alcoholic, real big too. I was like, man, y'all could have told me.
You need those covers. Have you seen those? You slip over your can, they look like a Coca-Cola.
Yeah. I do need one of those.
Man, I went on spring break one year in college, and a friend of mine, we ended up in Arkansas, man. We just road tripped and and came back up, and we were in Murray, Kentucky. I want to think, and we stopped at this. We were going through this town, like, man, let's stop, get a hotel, and look around. Like, I don't see any liquor stores anyway. And we asked this woman at the counter, and before we get out of our mouth, she's like, 9 miles out to Hazel, Tennessee. Take the highway all the way out. Once you cross the line, there's the liquor store on the left. So we had to drive 9 miles out to get some booze, and that was so weird. Like a Dry County, what the,
Damn.
Crazy, yeah. Never heard of such a thing. You don't sell booze? This is America.
I know. Well, and there's hell, there's a couple places in around here that don't sell beer on Sundays and shit like that. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I remember that in Arkansas. I went to liquor store on a Sunday, went to open the liquor thing, and they had like broom handles stuck through the handles of the glass cases. You couldn't open them. That was
oh,
I'm like, what the hell is this about?
oh. Anyway, Chili, I think we gave them their extra 20.
I hope so. I hope it gave them something to think about.
That's
Sex at the nursing home,
sex at the nursing home and how
old dating.
yeah, old people dating and Al watching old people porn. There you go.
Great.
If that don't bring him to AlfromDtown.com or YouTube, I don't know what will.
I don't know what could do it.
Anyway, until Wednesday, Chili,
Yeah.
tell these people goodbye.
All right. Oh, you out from dtown.comers or you YouTubers, thanks for joining us on another platform, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yep, yep. And we will catch you guys Wednesday. And if you don't like the Wednesday show, if it's a little too political for you, we totally understand. We never tell you you have to agree with us or you're a piece of shit. Um, so we just give our opinions on some stuff. And if that ain't your thing, come back next Sunday when we bring the funny. Anyway, guys, we love you. Peace. Be good to one another.